Before we start this review, I just want to mention that this video is sponsored by no one. Earth Atlantis is a side-scrolling shooter with boss rush mechanics, where you essentially hunt them down. This game was released January 29th, 2019, and developed by Pixel Perfects, while being published by HeadUp. The first thing I want to talk about is the startup of the main menus. When you start the game, a small box appears with simple settings that you can choose, like screen resolution, graphics quality, and monitor select. You can also choose to start the game in windowed mode if desired. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because the graphics quality can only be set to beautiful. There aren't actually any other settings, which sort of makes it useless. Once the game boots up, you are treated to some interesting music that have some heavy synth riffs, nice string work, and some okay drums. You have a few options on the screen, including start, options, how to play, best records, and of course, exit game. In the options section, you can choose the volume of music and sound effects, along with language settings and picture frame mode, which removes the stylized border, which is no more than 1 inch thick anyways. How to play shows you what kind of items are in the game, how the radar works, and the control layout for both keyboard and controller. When you press the start button, you can choose between quest mode, hunter mode, and target list. Target list shows you the different bosses you have encountered. Hunter mode is disabled until you beat the playthrough of quest mode. You can choose between easy, normal, and hard mode, and since I am a seasoned gamer, of course I chose easy. There are several submarines to choose from, but you can only choose the Nautilus at first. Armor, weapons, and speed stats are shown below each ship. Submarine. Wait, aren't submarines technically ships? Whatever. Each one has a unique regular weapon, and the best version of it is shown on the screen. The bit of story that you are given is that you are on a mission to help a crashed ship that has monsters swarming it. It's up to you to defeat them. Once the level loads, you are treated to some interesting graphics which are meant to mirror Leonardo da Vinci's style. Hand-drawn art that looks like it's on an old piece of paper. Lines with shading and a dull look of cream. You'll notice that your map is in the top left corner and doesn't have much on it. It's up to you to find the correct paths to get to the different upgrades and bosses in the area. The controls are very basic, shoot and move. Along with that, you have a dedicated button for turning your submarine around. You can either face left or right, and during that turn, you are invulnerable. The same goes for enemies and bosses as well. Once you upgrade your weapons, you will be able to shoot in all kinds of different directions depending on your submarine. To upgrade weapons, you need to shoot enemies and floating barrels and crates to collect a circle with a P in the middle, which will power up your primary weapon. There are other different special weapons that you can find, including electric beam, torpedo missile, homing missile, and bouncing bomb, all with varying uses for different situations. You can also recover health with the plus signs, and energy, which is only available in hunter mode, are star icons. This is where hunter mode and quest mode differs the most. With every passing second, your submarine will exert energy. To keep moving, you will need to collect the stars every so often, along with health. Both modes are pretty basic though, piloting your submarine through turns and shooting enemies who seem a bit sporadic. After you defeat all the enemies in an area and leave, they will respawn, which can be annoying when fighting bosses. A lot of the environment blends together in this game, which can make it difficult to know exactly where you can go or not. Some enemies blend into the environment as well, which can make for a few cheap shots on you if you're not careful. Your health and energy are displayed above your submarine, but instead of your health being a white bar above your head, it is a black bar and the white appears as it decreases. This has caused me some trouble because of the fact that usually your health in every other game is a bright color. As I said before, the only way to continue through the game is to defeat the bosses. There are usually 4 per level, with the last one appearing after defeating the other 3. Some bosses have the power to kill you in one shot, like the Megalodon, while others are just annoying and continuously turn back and forth, making it difficult to hit, due to the invincibility while turning around. If you are defeated by an enemy or a boss, you will be given the option to continue. This will allow you to pick up from where you left off, but it does not grant you any of the upgrades or power-ups you received along the way, so all that time collecting things will be worth nothing, and if you want to stand a chance to defeat the final boss, you'll have to spend a few minutes retracing your steps, which will be a little bit tedious. All in all, I enjoyed the atmosphere of this game, but it did get old very quickly. With each new stage, they just continued to feel like the last one. The gameplay can get very monotonous very quickly, especially while going back through areas that have tons of respawned enemies. The continuous system is a bit annoying, and in the end, you might as well just restart the whole level anyway, seeing as you will need to collect all your upgrades again. The different special weapons are nice and auto-fire for you, but when there are multiple of them on the screen, sometimes it's impossible to dodge the one you don't want. The graphics are nice in this game, but I wish the health bar was the opposite way, with the white being your health instead of black. The bosses are not too difficult and mostly just spam attacks at you, which can usually be dodged or, if they are projectiles, shot. I found myself getting very bored of this game after a few levels, and I didn't see myself returning to it after I finished this review. Earth Atlantis is being sold for about $15, which I feel is a little bit pricey for such a basic game. Check this out if you want, but I'm giving this one a 2 out of 5. So, what do you think of Earth Atlantis? Does the graphical style draw you in, or do the mechanical jaws scare you away? Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.